Hey, a sec. All right, welcome to class. Okay, pretty cool. Great. We'll wait for the rest of us to join. So as usual, for the first 5 minutes or so, if you have a general question, feel free to ask. About the class, about the points or anything other than actual homework problems, like Quest Code. But today, my plan is that we will essentially take the program, either Byron or I actually haven't tried Byron's program, but certainly I tried Mir's program. So I think we can take that and take a quick look at it. However, I don't want to, since we'll just see, minor changes maybe, but really I want to call an end to it and focus on other stuff that some of you are actually struggling with. So we'll probably rewind a little bit and not talk so much about pointers, because I think we have enough practice with pointers. The rest of it you can do in your own time. We don't want to play with pointers in class time. But I know that a bunch of you are in fact currently still not 100% confident on question number 6, for example, objects, arrays of objects, and also getting killed by pointer errors in question number 6. So maybe, got terminated or got killed because pointer access. And you may wonder, I think, hey, we don't even have pointers here in this quest. We haven't talked about pointers. This is quest number 6 or 7. How am I getting a pointer error? And it is possible to get a pointer error if you overstep the size of your vector, right? You get a vector of 15 elements, but you go and access the 20th element. That's actually a pointer error. And I think that's how we'll test it out. Okay, that's my guess, because yeah, I think it'll be, as far as the system is concerned, it's going to be indistinguishable from just reading a pointer, some memory that doesn't belong to you. So we'll test it out and see exactly what kind of error we get today in a little experiment. But mostly I want to after we've looked at the game and we're not going to play too much of it. Okay, I want to get to the basics and talk about the looping and objects and so on and so forth. Maybe we'll do a very simple string manipulation thing, which could result in pointer errors, right? Even though we're not dealing with pointers. And I think that, and this is just going to be a program that is going to ask for someone's name and then change all the vowels in it to random vowels or something like that. Okay, and say, hey, Agnes maybe might say IGNO as Ignos or something like that, right? So, hi, Ignos, nice to meet you, because it's changed a couple of the vowels, right? So we can try creating that. It's very simple, like maybe 15 lines of code, but it will basically give people who are currently struggling with question number 6 some good practice, because I think there's some, if I'm not mistaken, there is string processing and array manipulation in question number 6. You have to create a name for your pet or something like that. Yes, using vowels and consonants alternating. Okay, so we'll do something similar to that, which will give you a very good feel for what you need to do in the quest and everything. Okay, so I would like for today, when we start coding, I'd like Varsha to code first. Yeah, Varsha, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
No, before you start coding, I want to go to Byron's code. No, it's Mir. Where's Mir? We'll wait for Mir to join. Okay, so I want to look at Mir's code. Or someone could share his link too. It's on Reddit, and then we can review it. So after we're happy with that, and maybe make some tweaks here and there, and I'm not going to make any changes to the code, major changes, but maybe I'll just put comments there saying, hey, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then you could do that and fork it and share it on Reddit, and that'd be really cool. Yeah. Hey, Byron, you posted something about how to tell if it's a ring or a list. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, right, right. I actually didn't get a chance to read through it yet. But is this just a ring or is it just a ring or a list, or is it a loop anywhere in the list?
Anywhere in the list.
A loop anywhere in the list? Let's see.
Uh, that's a good question. I haven't actually tried that.
Yeah, yeah,
It
check
might
it out
still
because
work.
it's a hard problem, and it is possible to do it in a lot of time. Time just keeps increasing with the length that you got to check. However, there is a very efficient and clever way to do it in time that is just proportional to the number of nodes. And don't look up the solution, all of you guys, okay? But that's a hard problem.
Yeah,
The
that is
easier
a
one
harder
is,
problem.
which everyone should try to do, is it a ring or a list? Meaning that you're given the start node or any node. You want to know if is it part of a ring or part of a list, which means you just remember that node and keep hopping, 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 and every step you're going to check if you're back here. If you're back here, then it's a ring, as long as no node has more than one pointer. Yes.
I
So
guess you
that's
could
just.
you could let it run for like a while and then start.
Hmm?
I said you could let the program run until a certain amount of time and then start picking some points and see if you can pick those up. That
Oh,
would kind of be
you mean for the one that has a loop anywhere?
yeah. So if you just
No,
have
no,
it go all the
that
way.
is not a deterministic solution. We're hoping for the best. Uh, yeah, but it's not intuitive, but it is. Yeah, it's using a slight combination of some mathematics that all of you know already, right? So it's not like new math that you got to learn. It's basic math, but using something you know in math already, you can apply that in a clever way to come up with a very elegant and beautiful solution for, is there a loop anywhere at all in that list? But we're not going to talk about that in class, okay? Because even then, it is, some maybe like a random lead code problem or something like that, okay? Because it's just fun to work on when you have time. And it'll give you a lot of practice, iterating and, hopping pointers in a loop. All of those things are very useful to repeatedly do many times in as many different contexts as possible, so that it just feels natural and part of a tool in a toolbox that you just reach for all the time. Yeah, like a spanner, for example, an all-purpose spanner. I don't know, do mechanics use spanners or yeah, whatever, right? Because you have these, but a classical mechanic, right? In the old days, they'll have a spanner somewhere, and there's a bunch of tools that are often used, but they just don't even look. You just reach there and get it, and right. Some of the less commonly used ones, you got to look and all right, make sure it's the right size and so on. So that's the way these should be. That is why I always recommend for CS2A, volume is a great deal more important than in many other classes. What I mean by volume is just the sheer number of hours you spend coding. Okay, it doesn't matter, even if it's wrong, as long as it's following some of the right patterns and so on. But just because you got to get used to it, you got to keep doing it again and again, even mindlessly, talking to your friends, whatever it is. But at the beginning level, you just have to grind. Okay, it's like in a game, you got to grind in order to get elite enough to be able to call the shots with that tool that you're given, so you can shape anything from then on. So you got to keep programming, and that's why I give you a lot of problems in class too. Even you don't have to go with these, although the problems that I give out in class are basically aligned with what we're learning. But you can just go online. There's so many things out there, you can solve those problems. But the only danger of doing those just online things, I found, is that unless it comes from a college or somewhere that with a track record of teaching a course within a fixed amount of time, like 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, semester, quarter, most of the people that just lay out these problems don't have experience in placing them correctly. All right. So the student progression is jerky sometimes and stuck a long time and so on and so forth. And so it's not optimal. It's a path to the graph, but the path is not the least weight path. Right? You're going to be doing this in CS2C. Some of the students just finished that actually, finding the shortest weighted path through a graph, just like life. You can go from here to there, but how easily you do it is the answer. And so if you just go out on your own, without benefiting from the experience, okay, of lots of people who have tried many ways and looked at many ways and also adopted tried and trusted techniques and said, hey, they actually work. That sequence of topics is actually super important to cover. So in our class, we've actually managed to do that. We actually, finished it sooner than we had scheduled. That's why next week also, I'm just going to do a review, everything up to quest 6, maybe quest 7, whatever you guys want to talk about. We'll just do a class on that. Okay. If nothing, we'll just do a project, a fun project. But otherwise, and that's my goal. Because pointers is really the tail end of CS2A. We've actually covered that. There's not much more that I can talk to you about pointers, except that you have to go and develop it. And that is why quest 9 is important. You have to get to quest 9, right? Some of you may be quest 7 now, quest 8 now, but you shouldn't give up and say, well, you know what, that's enough to pass. You should just keep going to quest 9, and you should finish quest 9 too. Even if you're not planning to do CS2B, finish quest 9, because it'll give you a really, really solid intuition of how an agent AI, for example, that gives you C++ code, actually lays it out. And then you'd be able to look at it and say, this is right, this is wrong, or maybe I can bring in some domain knowledge now and try to fine tune it so that it's faster. All of those things will be possible, but you got to, get comfortable with pointers and all these things. All right, so that's my plan for next week, which is the last week of classes. And so we'll get to that. Unless you guys have a specific request of some kind, we can absolutely, consider that too. But otherwise, I do want all of you, no matter where you are on the questing journey, to try to complete it. Okay, try to complete up to quest 9. Technically, if you've done up to quest 6 and do okay on the midterm and final, you can pass this class, I think, for sure. But what's the use of just getting a C? And there's no use of getting an A either. But if you get an A, you would have learned a lot more useful things out of this class. Anyway, okay, Raphael's here too. Fatima. Hey, Mir, your code was the one that I was planning to look at. If you're not eating right now, you don't have to switch on the camera. If you're not eating right now, can you just put up your code, and then we can talk through the code, all of you guys, okay? And see if we want to make some modifications. Varsha will code after that, okay? When we start coding this little game, Varsha, with string manipulation, you can code that. Okay, Mir, are you here? Okay, so Mir's not here. How about someone else? Actually, why not Varsha? Okay, well, Varsha, and then we'll just close this, and we can start the new game after that. Why don't you pick up Mir's code? He shared it in the forum.
I posted it in the messages.
Yeah, I got it.
Chat now? Yeah, all right. Hey, Jesse, you want to code next after Varsha? Okay. Does anybody else want to code? Or, I'd like Varsha and Jesse. I basically picked the two of them. But anybody who wants to go, you should basically say, yes, I'd like to code too.
I'd love to code as well.
Varsha, you should pick up the code, Mir's code, yeah. I actually didn't look at your code, Mir. I knew it worked. I tried it though. And I actually got, past the first couple of levels, maybe. Can you increase the font size one more time? Yeah. Font size, I think it's Control plus. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you got the node. Okay, node, and it's got a destructor and no constructor. Okay, and then int list. Okay. All right. Insert at beginning, at end, after. I don't know how many of those got implemented, but I'm pretty sure insert after got implemented. I think Enzo did that. There's a toString. There's a cout list. Okay, and then there's insert at beginning. Oh, I see. Those got implemented. Okay. Yeah. Scroll down a bit more. Right. Insert after. Yeah. Okay. More. Okay. Int list toString. All right, I see. It gives it's a string result, and then it just adds to it. Is this how we wrote it first? We didn't use that two-string thing. Did you guys write it? It doesn't matter. Really, it's good. But I don't remember doing it that way. If I had written it, I guess I would have written I would have used a string stream and stuffed into the string stream and then did a .str or something like that, because this is unusual, but it works. It is good. That's fine. See out list. All right. All right. Get list. Oh, what's this get list? Oh, generate a random list. I see. And generate a ring. Oh, I see. Hey, Mir, did you write this? Did you write the? I don't remember generating a ring. I mean, get ring. Did we write the generate a ring?
Not in class.
We didn't write it in class. Yes.
No.
So I think Mir must have written this. Where is he? Mir, are you here? Okay, maybe he said this in the post. I didn't read his post completely. All right, get list. All right. Okay. H scroll. Yeah, this is the part that he fixed. Node. Okay, and then one sec. All right, max scroll count. He's got a max scroll count. Oh, this is just H scroll. We're not doing the animation. Where's the animation? Oh, this is the animation. H scroll. He's turned this into an animation. Okay. All right. Slow down rate. 1.05 sleep time. Oh, that's all right. I see. And so max scroll count 50. Why did we do that? Are we using that anywhere? Max scroll count?
I think Mir changed the code because it was.
Oh, it's on. Yeah.
There was a bug.
107, line 107. We are actually using that. So he's scrolling 30 numbers. He's scrolling 30 numbers. And I see. Okay. All right. I want to change that. So what he's doing is that he's scrolling 30 numbers, but gradually increasing the time between them. Let's do it a little bit more physics-like. This is perfectly fine. Okay. It works beautifully. I would like to just change this because in my mind, I want to see how it works. Okay. The animation works. How about this, Varsha? Put the entire, we want to copy that whole thing, H scroll, right? So copy that whole function and paste it 2 times, right? Yeah, one more time under that. Yeah, one more. Blank line. Okay. All right. Now comment out the first one, which is, I think, the version that, yeah, comment out the first one. Go to line, no. Go to line 99. Go to line 99, hit enter. Enter, and put a slash and then a star. Slash and a star. Okay, then we're going to do a block comment. This is a second form comment, which you don't have to put the slash on every line. Okay, yeah, and then close it. And all right, enter. Okay, all right. Now this is the part that I want to change. What I want to do is well, in fact, you know what? It is actually simple, but I don't want to waste time on that. But I would like for someone to do it and share it, but I'll describe what I have in mind, okay? So all you have to do is start off with the initial sleep time. That's 1 second or whatever, you know, the 100 milliseconds, okay? And it is going to go through the loop continuously, you know, while true. However, every time the time you sleep is multiplied by 1.05, it's going to get bigger, isn't it? So at some point, it's going to get bigger than 1.5 seconds. So I say if your sleep time is greater than 1.5, you break out of the loop. Until then, for infinite time, you're going to, but it's never going to be infinite because the sleep time always increases each time. Does it make, all right, well, give me a thumbs up or hands up if you want to do this now. It'll take 5 minutes, okay? It'll take 5 minutes. I'll implement it right now. Varsha will type it in, okay? If we want to just skip over it and you guys want to do it and take a crack at it yourself, that's fine too. How about someone give me everybody give me a thumbs up or show of hands saying, don't do it in class. I'll do it and share it on the Reddit. Okay. Show of hands. I want to see how many of you are willing to do that. Otherwise, you can say, well, why don't we do it in class? I just want to see how it's done. Right. How about that? Show of hands. You say, why don't we do it in class? I want to see how it's done. Okay. All right, Jesse. All right, good. Thank you. All right, let's do it. Okay, so HCRO. So here's what we want to do. Instead of that, get rid of that 127. Get rid of line 127. Triple click delete. Yeah, thank you. All right. Now here you're going to say for on line 129, get rid of the line. Yeah, line 129. Yeah. Instead of the for, you're going to say while true, right? Yeah, enter. Yeah. Tab in. Yeah. While true, right? Open parentheses true. Okay, so it's good. This is an infinite loop. Yeah, space curly brace. Yeah, all right. Yeah, and then yeah, get rid of the bottom curly brace. We just want that, whatever you already have there is part of the loop. Get rid of the curly brace. All right, and get rid of all the blank lines. Okay, what's n used for? And what is n used for, by the way? N is not used for anything.
Line 132.
Yeah, while current is not equal to null pointer and n plus plus is less than.
I was trying to figure out what the 20 was for.
Limit. We do have a limit for the total number of nodes where n plus plus. Yeah, we say only 20 nodes. We only show up to 20 nodes. Okay. All right. So instead of n, let's go to line 126 and hit enter. The end of line 126. Yeah, hit enter. And you say size t space, right? Max items to show. Okay, max. Oh, you want to make it uppercase? Max items to show. No, yeah, to show. No, _2 show. To show, and then make that 30. I think let's show 30 items. No, 20 is good. 20 is good. Yeah, I think he used 20, and I think that was good enough. Okay, 20. Okay. Now here, while current. All right, there. Yeah. Now n plus plus less than max items to show, right? Yeah, less than or equal to max items to show. Okay, while current, and then you print that space and then that, and all right, okay, and it's going to do that. All right, and then a /r, and it's going to sleep time. All right, okay. Now get to the end. Yeah, there you go. After the p equals p arrow next. Enter. Okay. Say if sleep time is greater than 1.5. No, what? How is it? One sec. Okay, sleep time is 100. I see 100 milliseconds. Okay, so it's got to be 1.5 times 1.5 E6. That is 1.5 times 10 to the 6. What we're doing there is 1.5 seconds is 1.5 times a million microseconds. Yes, because each second has a million microseconds. So 1.5 times a million that's the number of microseconds we want to check. And we're saying if 1.5 E6. Okay. Yeah. E6. No, not 56E. E6. Right. Now go to the previous line and hit enter. One more time. Right. Now start a comment there because I had to explain this. It's good to put it in a comment. Okay. If the if the sleep time is greater than 1.5 seconds, we break out of the loop. Right. And the next enter one more comment after that. Yeah, one more comment after that. No, you got to, since you put the comma in, you got to fix it. Okay. All right, thank you. Right. And then, here you say 1.5 E6 equals 150,000 microseconds, right? No, is it? No, 100 and 1.5 E6. How much is that? 1,500,000 milliseconds, right? 1,500,000 milliseconds. So it's 1500, comma 000 milliseconds, right? So yeah, I think it'll be 1,500, 000. No, microseconds. Sorry, not milliseconds. Yeah. Okay. All right, because people might be confused. All right, so you need a break after the if, right? After the if, and hit enter, tab in. Okay, great. And then let's put a comment on top of this function, line 123. Right? Well, yeah, enter, and then a comment. You want to separate it from the previous line. Yeah, right? Yeah. This is an alternate version of the scroll function written by Mir. Okay. So what this does is that instead of scrolling a fixed number of times, it's basically going to scroll until it's too slow. That's all. Okay. And I think if we run this now, let's go to our main, because I thought, the interaction was really cool, except I just wanted one more blank line somewhere so that, all right. So this is a list, or put another, yeah, right, correct. After that next round, right after the next round, put one more /n there. I think that will look nice, right? On line 150, 179 or whatever it is. Correct, moving on to next round. Oh, he's got it multiple times? Right, yeah, put it for, both of them. Right?
What, Professor?
I'm sorry. Go to end of 170.
Yeah.
This make that one /n into two /n's.
Okay.
And then he's got one more on line 179. Right. Get ring 20. I think we don't have to use constants for these, because I think we had, scroll up a little bit more, just a little bit more. No. Let's create some variables here and use them. Okay. Go to the end of 132 and hit. Let me actually brighten the screen. Wow, it's so much brighter. I was actually looking at it in very dim mode, plus a reduced screen size. Maximize it now. So much better. Thank you. All right, now go to the end of. I lost where I was. Did you scroll or something now? Scroll down to main. Yeah, I think this is where I was, and then you scroll. All right. Go to the end of 152 and hit enter. Yeah. Now say size t list underscore size equals 1000. Actually, make it 2000 even. Yes, comma. And then ring underscore size equals 20. And the reason we're turning them into variables is because level 1, maybe your ring is only 20. In level 2, you could say, I'm going to use a bigger ring. So it'll be harder for people to tell when the cycle ends, right? For your tutorial or basic level, you can use a ring of only size 3. So it's very obvious that you look at it, it's a ring, right? As the levels advance, the ring size will increase. So you actually have to be, careful. All right. Okay. Now, change the 2000 on line 156 to list size. Actually, someone asked a question about ternary operators and all. Enzo, yeah, you asked a question about ternary. Oh, you posted something about ternary op. Yeah. All right. So here's a ternary op. You can use that. Yeah. So I think Jesse, you asked a question about where you would use a ternary op. Yes. Yeah. So essentially, you can use a ternary operator anytime that you would use an if statement. But the difference is that a ternary operator returns a value. If statement doesn't return a value, right? So you can say if do something, else do something, right? But a ternary operator will do those and also return whatever that value is. So you just have to, like this one, take a look at this. This actually is a ternary operator. So you can use it. And so you'll come up with many situations where you can use it. I actually encourage everyone, not just Jesse, to every time you code anything at all, even if it's part of an assignment, you can code it with an if, just code it in using a ternary operator within comments, just for the heck of it. Just code it and then delete it. Because then you'll get a good feeling for which ones you can actually turn into a ternary operator, right? And using a ternary operator may feel a little unintuitive in the beginning, but you actually come to love it because it actually condenses code a great deal. And from experience, I know that even though I'm like totally comfortable with code, it doesn't matter at all. I can just read through code like a novel or something like that. But still, I greatly value succinct code. And that's something that you will come to see bear upon your own coding, because even though you know exactly how to do it, you'll take a great deal of pressure in expressing it in as few lines as possible, even if it means just eliminating white space, right? Just cutting the fluff. All of these things are important, and I think, right, I also mentally it reduces the load, right? So the moment you look at the code without actually absorbing it, the number of lines gives you a mental estimate already of how much time or effort is required, right? So if it's only that much, chances are, not always, that it's easy, and you don't have to allocate a lot of time for it. But if it's like 60, 80 lines of code, then your mind automatically recalibrates. So that only works if all of the code that you see out there follows the same kind of intellect density, or hardness, where you have to engage your mind. And fortunately, that's the case in professional code, right? You see a lot of beginner level code in Git and GitHub and all these places. But once you get past all these things and you actually start working at the professional level, and the code you'll encounter, most of it is all of the same intellectual density. So somehow everybody tries to get as much as good as possible, or succinct and brief as possible. And then there's a limit where most people will just say, all right, this is where I stop. And that seems to be the norm. Maybe, I don't know, right? Maybe in some algorithms, obviously, it's, but I'm generic code. I'm talking about generic code, okay? Not something that here's code for this very clever algorithm. And then, you may spend like several days just understanding algorithm. I'm not talking about that, but you'll find, I think, through experience, but generic code that you basically cut is all of the same density, all right? So, all right, you change the 20 into ring size, and then let's run it. That's all, I think. Yeah, hey, Miro, it was runnable before, yes? Because I ran it, I'm pretty sure. So if you run it, Varsha, if you run it now, I think it should run. It should also give us the animation and all. And we should be able to play this game. I don't know how the animation will look on screen, but let's see. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, it looks much better. I see. That's kind of cool. Well, you can play with the numbers, okay? I said 1.5 seconds, and it's not 1.5. Well, okay. You could say you can stop after it's 1 second. Well, no, it's still going, even though it's why is it going? It's more than 1.5 seconds. It's still going. This is a bug. Stop it. Let's go to that animation function that I had. I think it was above main. It's going. It's not stopping at all. Why is it not stopping? Do we have a break? If sleep time equals star, yeah, time slowdown rate. Okay, it has to keep increasing. Sleep time is 100, and then it's times 1.05. So it has to keep on increasing. So 1.05 to the x times 100 is 1.5 million. So if you solve that, what would you get for x? 1.05 to the x.
Like
yeah.
sleep time is in units of 100. Looks like the sleep time is in units of milliseconds.
Oh, it's milliseconds. Oh, thank you. Why is it even if it was milliseconds? Is it the right behavior if it's in milliseconds? Oh yeah. Obviously, the microseconds will be too small. So it should be 100 times 100,000, right? Yeah, 100 E5. Is that right? Change that to 100 E5 on 137, line 137. No, even then, was that on 137, line 137? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. 127. 127. 100 E5. But I don't know if that is going to work. Oh, 1 point, yeah.
To fix line 139 as well, because we use sleep here, so we may have to remove the
Oh, no, but then we're doing the correction here. We're doing the correction here. Oh, I see. We're doing the correction every single time, even though after it's been. Yeah, okay. Get rid of the times 1000 here. Okay, we start with that many microseconds, and then and then sleep for that much, and then times 1.05. All right, let's run it now. We'll see if the animation stops. I'm just curious to see if the animation stops.
Are we supposed to have
You don't have to maximize, yeah.
Are we supposed to have like an end see out at one point, like at the very end?
I'm sorry, end see out. Something is, something we broke something here. It's not even scrolling this time. Yes.
Yeah, I think well in the original code, I think we had see out. What was it? See out end for like the last node.
Yeah, no, in this case we won't. Hey, stop it and then let's go into the code again. I'm sorry, it's taking more time than I had planned for this. Why is it not even animating now? Well, yeah. All right. It is sleep is microseconds. So let's say we sleep for 100 microseconds first, okay, and then we're going to keep increasing. Start at 100 microseconds, not 100 E5, okay? I think that was wrong. Just start at 100 microseconds. And say it's 100 US, right? Not milliseconds. Say it's 100 microseconds US. Okay. All right. Now, in here, you're going to say after each time you print all the numbers and then /R to get back to the beginning of the line. No see out, right? See out is only used if you want to print everything, go to the next line. We want to create the animation. So we want to print something, go to the back, beginning of the line. Print on the same line, beginning of the line. So that's why we have this animation effect. Yeah. And also, after the loop, we should have some spaces to overwrite the end. Why is that not happening here? And it still works. See out. All right, line 138, go to line 138 before the /R, yeah? Punch in a bunch of spaces, Okay, and that's enough, right? Put a comment on the end saying, why do we need these spaces? Talk in the forums. You just have something to talk in the forum, but why do we put these spaces, right? And it's because as the thing scrolls to the left, it's going to overwrite and clean out the rubbish that it leaves on the right. But you can talk about this in the forums. All right, now so it does that, and then sleep time. All right, now you sleep time times 1000, I think. Now let's do the usual thing, the correct thing, times 1000, right? So 1000. Okay, and then sleep time equals sleep time times slowdown rate. That's fine. So it's 100 times 1.05. So it's 100. It becomes 105. Okay. Maybe it's not slowing down enough. Maybe that's what it is. All right. Just run it now. You don't have to fiddle with the thing many times. So just bring it to the middle, right? Yeah. We just need a couple of lines. So you don't need the console to open up. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah. Right. Run it now. Okay, so it's animating and it is slowing down too. And it is supposed to stop after when the duration gets slow. I'm not going to spend time on this. Okay, it looks like a simple enough bug for you guys to fix. So you should take this and say, why is it not stopping? There's a bug. Mirror fixed like two or three bugs in last week's code, on Tuesday's code, and that's how we got it to the working stage. All right. So there is a bug here for sure because it's not stopping. It should stop at some point. The sleep time should be greater than 1.5. Oh yeah. Actually, oh, I think I know. Right. Just go to line 142. Yeah, stop it and go to 142. Yeah. I don't think it's 1.5 E6, okay? I think it should just be 1.5 E3, okay? I think that's fine. It was actually waiting for the duration to be 1500 seconds. Now, this should work. Now, this should give you the right animation. It'll stop after a while. Okay. Now, these are things that you can actually talk about in the forum, saying, hey, you know, why did that small thing, change we made actually made it work? Why is it? Well, I hope it makes it work, okay? Because that is correct. It's after it's 1.5 seconds, it'll stop. You can change it later on. You can make it the time when it stops shorter. But it doesn't, right? Anyway, I'm not going to fix this, okay? Maybe there is a bug still. You guys fix it and share, okay? All right. Now, what we're going to do is do a new project, unless you guys have any questions about this, okay? You should develop versions of this and share it in the forum. And you can also, share a version of the game which has multiple levels, right? Started with short rings, and as the level progresses, get to bigger rings and all these things. You can inject these variations, maybe colors, like, Byron and Raphael did before. All those things you can try and do, okay? So we won't spend more time on this. Varsha, we'll start a brand new project, okay? A brand new project. And what I want to do is essentially, Enzo had a question, I think, in the forum saying, I still don't understand what you mean by scrolling one character at a time, okay? So what we're going to do is combine our looping and strings and everything together with what we were talking about, so that everybody's very clear on, the thing that Enzo was not clear about, okay? So here's what, you can close this unless anyone has any questions. Yeah, share the URL, okay? Share before you close it. Share the URL, okay? Because people want to. Hey, Varsha, you didn't kill the window, right?
Yeah, I couldn't open another window with
No, but you
sharing.
have the share. Are you able to share it now?
Yeah, I shared it already.
Great. Okay. People should try to fix the bug or whatever it is, and share the right versions.
Professor,
Yes. Go ahead,
sorry
Mayor.
for bothering. I just sent you an message on Zoom. I was wondering if you could.
Yeah, everybody should just talk, speak up rather than send messages, because I see.
Okay,
I
so
see. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem, Mayor. Okay.
alright.
You're doing great. In fact, we're working with your code today, and we'll look forward to seeing you again on the forum. Okay.
All right, thanks,
Yeah,
Shar.
don't worry.
I'll post more on Reddit today. Thank you so
No
much.
worries. Thank you. All right.
Have a
Go
good
for
day.
it. Okay. Everybody else, you should also just feel free to just talk. Okay. I don't even see the chat. All right. So here, this is what we're going to do. Put a comment saying, class code for today. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the H scroll effect by jumping numbers, which is what's going on in the other animation. But I said it's not so good. It doesn't look so good. What we want to do is, scroll one character at a time. Then it looked like the thing is actually shifting rather than just jumping into place. Okay. But I wasn't able to convey that as clearly using words in the forum. So what we're going to do is experiment with two kinds of horizontal scrolling. Okay. Using, again, we'll just say experiment with two kinds of horizontal scrolling. No objects or anything here. But if you want more practice with using objects, we can do it next class. But I'm doing this only because I want to keep all those objects and other things out, so that you're absolutely comfortable with indexing to strings and vectors and all those things, because it seems like people are running into pointer errors, outer bound errors. Two kinds of horizontal. Yeah. All right. Okay. Enter. All right. Now, what we want to do is int main, do a main, int main, int main. And in your main, create a vector of, I don't know, 100 integers between 0 and 100. No, 100 integers between 0. No, 100. No, 50 integers between 0 and 100. Okay, 50 integers between 0 and 100. So what we want to do is vector. And by the way, you also need hash include IOStream, all those things up there. using namespace also. And put a blank line above that. And you also need one more include file hash include vector. And then go to the end of line 4 and hit enter. Hit enter, no, after vector, hit enter. Yeah, now go to the end of line 4 and hit enter. We will be s string also, right? I string stream or O string stream. So hash include s stream, s stream. S, yeah. Okay, enter. And I think that should do. All right, so go into your main now. And in your main, say vector of integers, angle bracket integer. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, and don't put a space before the angle bracket, just attach to the vector. All right. So vector of int and space and just call it vec, VEC. Yeah. Yeah, semicolon enter. Yeah, now one more enter. And then you say for size t, I equals 0, I less than 100, I plus plus. Yeah, no space before the plus plus, and then you do need a space before the less than. Okay, yeah, less than, I less than. All right, okay, now yeah, in the for loop, you're basically just going to say vec dot pushback, push underscore back, right? And then the parameter to that, yeah, is going to be rand open close, yeah, space %100. Okay, you can get rid of the curly braces. That's all we have for the for loop. And let's put a comment on top of this line. On top of this line, hit enter. Yeah, enter. And a comment that says, fill our vector with 100 random integers. Rand ints less than 100, right? Yeah, okay, less than 100. Also say less than 100. No, less than integers, less than 100. Okay, all right. Now what we want to do is, yeah, on the next line, yeah, well, yeah, one more enter, right? So we'll do two different kinds of animation here. One of the animations is going to be what we're doing in the other thing, so H scroll, and the other one is, we'll call it smooth H scroll, which is going to do something slightly different. Okay, so or maybe that's something that we'll see. I don't know. All right, now here you say H scroll. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, well, we'll send the ints and then we'll do it there. Okay. All right. H scroll, open parentheses. You're going to say vec, right? And then go to the end and hit enter. No, it's a semicolon and then enter. Sorry. Yeah, get rid of the blank lines, and you need to return 0 at the end. Return 0 at the end. And blank lines under that can go. Okay, now go to the old code that we were working on, mirrors code or something like that, and get our H scroll function back and paste it above our main. Yeah, copy this. Oh, you already put it there? Okay. Yeah, put a blank line after the, after this function. Now, yeah, go to our h12 function, go to our h12 function. We just need to make it work on a vector now, right? So instead of node star node p, change that to vector of int, vector of int. No, lowercase v, lowercase v. Int. No, vector, angle bracket, int. Yeah. Space. By the way, no space before the less than sign. Yeah, you want to attach that to vector. All right. Now, yeah, space. Now say ampersand, ampersand. Shift 7. Yeah, back. Okay. Now it's going to return void. Just return void, not node star. No, it's not going to return anything. Not that and no star. No star. It's not returning a pointer. Okay. Now go to the previous line and hit enter. Yeah. Now put a comment there. And it says this will display the numbers in the vector using an animation on screen, horizontal scrolling animation on screen. By making, yeah, well, all right, that's enough for now, right? So this will display the numbers in the vector, vector vec by using a horizontal scrolling animation. Yeah, okay. All right, now let's look at the function and let's try and fix it up so that it's correct. Okay, so slowdown rate 0.05, 1.05, sleep time was start at 100 milliseconds. All right, max items to show is a 20. Okay, all right, so and then get rid of, yeah, instead of node star p, I think we should say no, size t index equals 0, all right? Size t, the first number in the vector, right? Size t. Index, you can say ndx or index. Yeah, index equals 0. Index equals 0. Okay, all right. This corresponds to our first element in the list. All right, now it's all right. So on line 20, it says node current equals 0. Make that size t n equals index. Okay, all right. Now on line 21, you want to say while n is less than vec dot size. Instead of null pointer, you're going to say space vec dot size. And n less than max items to show. We have a max items to show, right? All right, that's fine. 20. See out. Oh, all right, not current arrow data. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Varsha. So I think I'm very happy that we got Varsha coding because it is actually good practice for some of the things that you did say that are breaking for you in the questing. Okay, so just handling looping and making sure that you're accessing stuff in the vector that is only within bounds. If you go step out of bounds by 1 or 2 elements, you may get the pointer error. Okay, that is most likely what's going on for most of you who are basically getting the terminated error message in quest number 6 or 7. Okay, all right. There you're going to say vec square bracket n. Okay, now current equals current arrow next. You're just going to say n plus plus. Okay, now at the end of the loop, that's it, and no space there.
We have 2 ends declared in 19 and 20.
Oh, get rid of. Oh, I see. Size t n equals 0. Get rid of the size t n equals 0. I think we don't need that. Index equals, yeah. Yes, I think that's good. Thank you, Byron. That looks good. So 27, P equals P arrow next. That should be N plus plus. Oh no, wait a sec. What's going on here? Why did we have that P equals P arrow next? Oh, index plus plus. I'm sorry, index plus plus. Okay, I'm glad we did this, because now you have two versions of the code, one working through a vector, one working through linked lists and pointers. So you can actually have them side by side. The version that is in the other file that Mir wrote and we wrote in class, this is actually doing the same thing, except it's doing a vector. So how do we change from a vector to a list and have exactly the same functionality from the outside? That's basically what we're doing. Instead of going through the heap, we're actually going through elements of the vector itself. Okay. All right. So I think that if you run this now, let's run it. And
do we need to do the n++ twice?
Oh, do we have n++ twice?
In 20, in line 20 and 22.
Oh no, we shouldn't have two. Wait, 20 and 22. Oh, yeah. We don't need n++ on 22 then. Oh no, something is wrong here. Oh gee, something is wrong here. So you need to what we need to do is, starting from index, we need to print oh yes, okay. We do need that other variable. Okay, so go to line 19 and hit enter, because we had size t n equals 0. That should be size. All right, go to yeah. They say size t I equals 0. Okay, now here you want to say I++ is less than max items to show, right? But you still have index plus, and yeah, all right. Okay, I think that's right. Who actually raised that point? I'm glad you raised that point. Otherwise, we would have spent a bit of time. Who was it? Was it Andrew or Tristan?
Yeah, Tristan.
All right. Okay. All right. Try to run it. It's not doing anything. Oh, you got to select the language, C++. Yeah. Oh, you sleep. You need a unistd.h at the top. No, you need unistd at the top. And then there's a node star p somewhere. Yeah. Hash include unistd.h. Yeah, and put a blank line above that, because it's a different kind of include file. Now, it said you also have a p variable somewhere. Why do we have a p? Where do we have a p? Oh, return p. Get rid of return p, because it's void. You don't have to return anything now. Okay. Yeah, run it. Okay. All right. So this is the animation we had in the other game too. Yes or no? Yeah. This should stop, by the way. I don't know why it's not stopping. You guys have to figure it out and do that. Now, but the reason I brought this here, ported it to vectors, is to do it using vectors, just to show you what's going on. It's the same thing actually, with that code and this code. But the other reason I brought it were here. Oh, it actually did stop here after some number of seconds. Okay. All right.
I think it was because 1.5 seconds is actually a lot longer than we thought it was. So maybe we could change it to like 1 second or something.
Yeah, change that to 1 second, like Enzo was saying. Or you can even change that to 1.05. The multiplier from 1.05, you can change it to 1.1 maybe, right? You can play with these numbers and find out what works better. Okay, anyway, the reason I brought up this code was because I want to do that other kind of animation. We'll just call it H scroll better. Okay, H scroll better. This is what I was suggesting, and then Enzo didn't understand it. So he asked, can you clarify better? So this is what we're going to do now, right? So let's go back to that code, Varsha. Now, if you want, you can hand over to Jesse at this point. Okay, I think it must be 7 o'clock now. Yeah, great. Okay, that's about an hour since we started. If you like, right? Do you want to code more? If you want to code more, that's fine. Jesse will have more time next class also, right? So do you want to code more or do you want to hand over to Jesse? Right?
Yeah, I
Hey,
can give it to Jesse.
you want to give it to Jesse? Okay.
Yeah.
Was this helpful? Was this helpful?
Yeah, of course.
Right. You can also stick around after class, and then you can ask, more questions about what is not working or things like that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
All right. Okay, Jesse, can I pick up that URL from Varsha? Thank you, Varsha. All right, and then we'll go with that. We want to write, let's say, H scroll better. Okay, we want to copy the whole thing and call it H scroll better. And here, what we want to do is make it scroll.
Did she send the online GDP link?
Hey, Varsha, can you share that final online GDB link?
Yeah, it just the prompt that leave the site came and then my screen became blank.
Oh no. Is it gone?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll write it again. That's fine. See if you can get it. Otherwise, we'll just write it again. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, Jesse, whenever you're ready, pick up the screen.
He was writing it on my own, but I think it should be mostly similar.
Yeah, why? This is it. This is it. Were you coding at the same time, or was it, she found the link?
Cut it at the same time.
Okay. All right. Now let's copy that lines 13 to 39, right? Paste it underneath. Yeah. And then call it a different function now. Yeah, enter, paste it. Now call it H scroll smoother. Okay, H scroll _ smoother. Okay, so this is going to be the same thing, except it's going to do it, you'll see how this is this animation looks better. Okay, and before we do that, let's also fiddle with these numbers that Enzo suggested. So where is it? 1.5 E3. Change that to 1 E3. Okay, or just change it to 1000. Change it to 1000. Right? That's 1000 microseconds. Yeah, 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. Okay, all right. And also in the original one, also changed that to 1000. Well, line 36. Okay, all right. So here's what we want to do. Go to line 44 and hit enter. Actually, no, get rid of that. Yeah, let's go to line 48 and hit enter. Sorry. Oh, I'm getting it off by 1 each time. I just want to go above that. Yeah, enter. Give it some space. One more, enter, and then go up. All right, go up. Yeah. All right, so here, let's create a string, okay, of all of the numbers in the vector. Okay, so what we want to do is, well, let's just use toString for now. Okay, all right. String s equals blank. Okay, string s equals blank. Equals empty string. Yeah, semicolon, enter. And you can say on the next line, you can say for size t, I equals 0, I less than vec.size, I plus plus. Yeah, no, vec.size. Yeah, all right. Okay, now, yeah, space curly brace. No, you don't need a space curly brace, actually. It's just going to be one. Yeah, on the next line, tab in and say s equals s plus s plus on both sides, space. Yeah, space. Now you're going to say to_string. Yeah, open parentheses, vec square bracket I. So basically, plus. Yeah, at the end, you're going to plus. No. After the there it goes. Plus, yeah, plus. Space within double quotes. Yeah, and go to the end, semicolon. All right, now enter. Now, essentially, at this point, you've got a string with all of the numbers in the vector changed and turned into numbers, and it's in there. Now, all I was saying in the reply to Enzo is that the animation will actually look much better if instead of scrolling whole numbers at a time, which may be occupying like 3 spaces or 2 spaces, you're going to jump that much. Just always jump 1 character at a time, which means that you got the whole string. Just the string is then the numbers will look much better sliding on the screen instead of jumping like this. It'll just go like 1 step at a time, right? So that's what we want to do. Right now, what we want to do is get rid of line 51. Yeah. All right. So I see index equals 0. All right. Instead of vec.size, you are going to say, oh, I'm sorry, 56, line 56. You are going to say s dot length. Okay. And then turn that max items to show to max chars to show, right? Max chars to show on line 46 also. Yeah. Line 46, max chars to show. And then not 20, it should be more like 80, 60. Yeah. Yeah, 60. All right. Okay, 60 characters at any time. Chars to show. All right. Now, instead of vec n on line 57, you're going to say s square bracket n. Okay. N plus plus. All right. And then spaces. Right. Sleep, slow down, index, sleep time. Okay. All right. Now
Wait,
go.
wait, wait. I have a question. So for line 68 and 69, can we just make the while on line 53 like accommodate that rather than having an entirely separate if statement at the bottom of our while?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can do that. Okay. So let's do what Enzo was suggesting. Okay. So let's just go to line 53. Thank you, Enzo. All right. That's much better. And it's a much nicer looking code as a result. Okay. So instead of true, say while sleep time is less than 1,000. No, great. It's sleep time is greater than 1,000. What did we start with? No, something is funky here.
Sleep time less than 1,000.
Sleep time is less than 1,000.
Yeah, has to be true.
Yeah. We're starting with 100. Yeah. Okay. I see. You can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of. All right. This is much better and nicer. Can you do the same thing with the other, the original function too, which we're not using, but we can do that. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Very nice. Much nicer. Okay. I think you can also, when you guys do your own extra credit versions of these things, see if you can simplify it further, right? Along the lines that Enzo has done, maybe even changing index. You don't need index or moving index into some part, or you're just refactoring the code so it looks more elegant, easier, and nicer, and so on and so forth. Even though this is a hack, just playing around with a, hack as much as you can hack it until it, doesn't serve any useful purpose is actually fun to do. Right now, let's go to our main. Right now, H scroll vac. Just let's run it now, just to make sure that H scroll, the original H scroll, is working with the changes that Enzo suggested. Thank you, Jesse. All right, let's fix this. Oh, s.length is a function, not a property. All right, run it. Okay, this shouldn't stop. This should stop after 1 second when it slows down. You can also pick a different kind of function. We're just using a geometric progression. You can just use something like a different curve that you select on decimals. Even now, it looks like it's more than a second, and so, right? I think maybe. All right, well, it does work, but you got to play with these numbers. Now let's do the other animation, and you'll see how much better it is. Okay, so instead of H scroll, you're going to say H scroll smoother. Okay, now if you do this, I'm pretty sure it will look smoother. Okay, run it now. You'll see that the animation is smoother. Oh no, something is funny here. Why is it something is funny, right? Let's look at our code. This is it, right?
It's because on line 52 we're printing each character and then adding a space after every single character.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, I didn't think of that at all. Okay, so what we need to do is print the string starting at the next character each time. The string should be printed. The entire string should be printed starting at the next character, right? Okay, so this is what we want to do. Yeah, so in fact we don't need this convoluted logic here. So go to line sleep time less than 1,000. Yeah, hit enter.
Wait. I think there might be an easy solution, which is just delete the extra space on line 52 because Vec already has all the spaces put into it
Yes,
on line
yes,
45.
Yes, you can do that, but you can also do it with all of this gone. Yes, thank you, Enzo. All right, but yeah, run it now. This should also fix it, but I'll show you another way to fix it, which is actually more, succinct and clear. See, this animation is much better because every character just moves one step at a time instead of two steps, right? Now, what I was saying, or what I was thinking about was line 48, yeah, while sleep time, yeah, hit enter at the end of that line. Okay, so what we want to do is you want to print the string starting from the string that from 0 to the end, from 1 to the end, and so on and so forth, right? So you want to do a substring starting from n to the end. So why don't we leave that as a comment or an exercise for you, unless you want me to do it now, right? I'm happy to do it, except I think it'll just be a repetition of a lot of stuff. But if you guys want to do it, I'm happy to do it. If you want to take a crack at it for about 15 minutes and then I come back and do it for you guys, that's fine too. All right. So, but I'll put it in comments there. Okay. So I put a comment there saying, yeah, there to do. And I'll give you like some time, right? So my throat settles down a bit. I'll come back in 15 minutes for you guys to code during that. So what we want to do here is print, just see out the entire string starting at, just see out the entire substring, okay? See out the entire substring starting at index, starting at, S of index, all right? Starting at S of index, S square bracket index. Starting at, yeah, S square bracket index, it's gonna up to max characters to show, right? Up to max. I think that's fine. Okay, all right. So this is basically what we want to do. You can get rid of line 50 and all the way. You just need the index plus, and you need to slow down and all, right? You sleep up to sleep, up to the flush, up to line 55. Get rid of everything. Okay, so this is the bit you got to fill in. It's like 3 or 4 lines. You may have to look at, substring, the function substring. You just open another tab, look at substring. It doesn't have to be Jesse, but Jesse's, fine to do it too. But anyone should be able to look up substring and say, hey, this is how you get the string starting at this character. So this is how you get the string starting at the next character, and so on and so forth. So someone's going to look that up and show Jesse. Okay, and he's going to go with that. And there is an easy way to do that using c.str, which gives you the character pointer itself, but it's more like C style. Okay, let's just keep it, it's up to you guys. But I can show you how to do this later on, that other way to do it later on. But this is what you got to do. How about 15 minutes of time? And you're going to do this. You're going to create that animation using this way, right? We got the version that Enzo suggested to work. Yes. Was it Enzo? Yeah, that instead of 2 spaces, putting the spaces at the end, that we saw that animation. It was actually much smoother. But by the way, I want to make sure that everybody agrees that it's a smoother and better animation than the one we had before, right? Just show up or, thumbs up or show of hands saying that if you agree that that's a better animation because it scrolls one. Yeah, so that's what I meant. And so that's what I meant, that, scoring one step at a time, it's actually much better. You can do much better than that using, a dumb terminal like this. If you're doing it on an iPhone or something like that, which has pixel level motion, you can get a much smoother animation. And maybe there's even a call to do, marquee effect on an iPhone library or a mobile library, but on a terminal like this, that's, I think, the best you can do. All right, so here's what you're going to do. Everything is pretty much the same, except you're now going to, instead of building the string, you're just going to advance to the next character of the string and build the entire string and then print it from there. Okay, so you're going to do a little bit of research on substring, saying the substring has going to take the string as a parameter, starting from where as a parameter, what is the maximum length? That's a third parameter. You got to find a version of substring that takes these 3 parameters and gives you that part of the string, and that is what you're going to print, and then you're going to sleep. Okay, that's all there is to it. So see if that works and make sure that it, gives you the same aesthetic effect as this. Okay, I think that will be very good practice. And if you can also, knock yourself out. If you want to take this and turn this into a class with, string effects and things like that, it's basically your cake to eat. But do as much as you can, and I should be back Well, I'll be here. I'll be behind literally back, right? I'll be here 7:30. We can resume at 7:30 unless you call me before then. Okay, I'll take a look. But at 7:30, I'll come back, review the code, and then we'll see if there's more stuff we can do. And maybe we'll do one more project, right? Maybe with Varsha or someone. Agnes, you were absent like a class or two ago, right? So you can code if you want to get back into and get warmed up, right? So yeah, so you can code. I'm saying I have 7:30. Maybe we'll do a project with Agnes. It's going to do a see out, see and ask for your name, and then when it gets a name, it's going to go through the letters in the name and find all the vowels, okay, and change all the vowels to random vowels, not the original vowels, random vowels, okay, and then say this is your modified name. That's all. It's just a fun game, right? It's going to be a fun game, and we're going to write it. It's going to be that much in size. I don't know, what is it, like 20 lines, 30 lines? But it's very good practice in going through a string, making sure you don't go step over. We'll actually step over deliberately and see what kind of error we get, right? We'll get the broken pointer killed, terminated error. So you'll actually get to see it firsthand. So you won't get spooked when you see it in the questing system for the first time. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Right, so 15 minutes for you guys. I'll be back at 7:30, but I'm just going to be at the back. Please keep the audio channels full at all times. Okay, someone should be talking, whether dictating code or asking a question or explaining something, talking about the weather even, that's fine, but someone should be talking all the time. Okay, that's how I can tell that you guys are not ready for me to come back and start resuming. Okay, when there's total silence or when you call me, I'll come back and we'll resume. Yeah, okay, all right, so I'm going to give you like 15 minutes. Do this and make sure that you run it and see the animation and make sure it's going well. Okay, once you have these basic things, you can just plug and play and you can make your own game because you all have all these effects. You know the logic for the game. You have all these effects. You can just pull in colors and positioning and all these things. You just knock yourself out. Create new games that'll run on anything, even an online compiler. So those are all fun things to do. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to be here. I'm just listening out for you guys to be talking and coding.
Okay, so I personally have no idea how to use substring or what substring really is.
You got to
So
look it
if-
up, all of you guys. You got to, open a tab and look at the, string methods.
Yeah, I was about to say either someone knows or like you can go to ChatGPT and just like search up what substring is really fast.
Yes, C++ string, standard string methods. You can even Google for substring. C++.
Okay, so I think character access is the main thing that he was referencing. Okay.
From what I see online, there's like a function you can use that's just like you do the string and do dot sub str, and then you can starting at it like allows you to print like any like sort of range of indexes that you want.
Wait, scroll up. There was a sub str. So substring.
Yeah, that one.
So it returns a substring starting from
So I think if you just use that and then do index for the first parameter and then max chars for the second one, or maybe index plus max chars.
I don't quite understand how the extracting thing works. If possible, can you use ChatGPT to give us an example for how to use
Well, like for here, the example here is hello world. So it's just printing the first since it's the index, the substring is 0 to 5. It's just printing hello.
So like for a bigger string, it's just taking the 0 through 5th character and then returning that. Okay. Okay, and then how do you think that we would use this in our code?
I think it's like set up pretty well for us already. If we just use index for the first one, and then index plus max chars to show.
Yeah. It's like 0 through 20 or 0, I guess it would be like index through index plus 20.
Yeah,
As long as index plus 20 isn't greater than like the size or whatever.
yeah, I think
Is
so.
that all right? Okay, so I think we would still use a for statement, right? To like make sure we go through the
I think
entire
it,
thing.
I don't, do we have to?
Let me think. So oh wait, so I guess we're just printing it sort of all at once. So I guess not.
Yeah,
Um
because this increments the index
so
already.
I might write a quick maybe okay, sleep time less than 1000 under the while statement. Add to that, like say and like index plus 20. So do and. Yeah, there. So ampersand. Two of them for like an and statement. And index plus 20 is less than s dot size and then open parentheses. And do you know if we need parentheses around index plus 20 or if it'll like what's like the precedence here?
I guess you might as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, put parentheses around index plus 20 for now. And then we can delete it to try it out if we're not sure. Okay, so I guess right now, I guess we would do so we already have a cout statement, so I guess you can just add on to that cout statement. So it'd be wait, can you go back to the syntax of on ChatGPT? Okay, so it was str dot sub. Okay, so I guess so it'd be okay, go back. So I guess it would be s dot sub str. And then in was it wait, go back. Was it parentheses or brackets? Parentheses. Okay. Parentheses index comma index plus 20. Yeah, space. Good job. And then do another one of those left shift, I believe. Yeah. Now I think that should work. Do you want to try running it? That's sort of interesting. It just keeps getting longer and longer.
was wondering,
Wait. Yeah.
I was wondering if if we could change I to, let's say, 10 on line 63. We may see something interesting because yeah, we have 100 instead of 100. Maybe we could try 10. We could change this to 10. Yeah, instead of 100.
What are you trying to find out for that?
What did he say?
You'd have an out of range here on line 51.
Oh, Jesse, on line 63, make 100 become 10 instead. Should just delete one. Yeah. So you said you would be out of range for which line?
we are doing index plus 20. So we could see what
Yeah.
happens when we run this.
Okay, yeah, I think it just shouldn't run then. Wait, let me think about this. Uh, okay, make line 63 be 5 instead. Okay, there. It was because we're counting characters, so 10 was actually too many and it was still above that 20 threshold. So it would actually still work. I mean, you could like, I guess if you do out of range things, I mean, unless like your sort of loop is too small, it should work and print up to the last thing. Like as long as you can get like the first thing in, basically, it should be able to go into the last unit. There shouldn't really be an issue here unless like your thing is super small. So that'd be sort of an edge case. But right now we're still sort of dealing with like, for some reason, the printing window is getting like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you want to try making it back? How about make line 63 be 500 and set 39 to just 1.0, just so it's like fast. Yeah, run it. Like you see how it keeps getting like longer and longer and longer and longer, like the printing window. I feel like that's the main thing we need to figure out, and then we can do the edge case that Sumi brought up. Yeah, so as soon as it gets past the line, the /r doesn't work anymore, which is why it's doing this. Do you want to try stopping it so it doesn't break? Yeah. Okay, so okay, if anyone sees why this problem is occurring, you can speak up. I'm trying to figure out right now too.
Can I switch this back to a lower number?
Yeah, sure, totally. You can just do 100. And you can switch line 39 back to 1.05 too, just so you don't forget. It's just short for, yeah, like that. It was just for testing that I made it low, or that we made it low to make it easier to see the difference. So right now you're checking for sleep time, you're checking for index, and then you go down to 51. So I think the while statement's probably good because it stops at the correct time. So my guess is it has to do something with the printing, like maybe index isn't being incremented properly or something, or like I think it's can you try making index plus 20 to index plus 1 for line 51? Line 51. I want to see what happens. Now run it. Okay, now stop it. Okay, same problem happens. It's not with like that plus isn't incrementing, you know, unless something like weird. Just temporarily on line 48, make it just index, not index plus 20. And on line 50, yeah, just keep it like this. Keep it like this and try running it. Okay, same thing. Now stop it.
Okay, all right. All right, so this is for you guys to debug and share in the forums. I won't have enough time to move on to this other thing that I wanted to do with Agnes coding the name transformer, okay, name transformer app. But I think I'm glad to see that you guys were fervently trying to fix the bug here, which means that the momentum is strong enough for you to continue, even though we stop doing it in class. Okay, so please try, every one of you, not just Enzo. Every one of you should be forking this code and saying, hey, I'm going to try and see if I can get that animation going properly. And hopefully you will run into lots of bugs, you know, just like now, to short string and those things. Hopefully you'll run into those bugs, because by trying to fix those bugs, you'll actually discover lots of other things in the code. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Who was sharing the code before? Jesse, were you sharing? And Enzo was calling out the code. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys should try and fix these things. Everybody should try and fix these things, but especially the two of you should fix it and share the code. And at the same time, by the way, I'm also looking for versions of the dead ringer code that Mir shared, and then we coded today, and try to make all these changes into one finished product and share that in the forum, right? I will actually look forward to playing that too. Because I don't think we ever got to a place where we could try to play the game with the actual list and bring in there. But hopefully when you post it, I will share it. Okay, all right. Whenever you're ready, Agnes, share the screen, go to a private browser window. And then what we're going to do is start a brand new project here. Again, we'll say class code for today's date. And then we'll say in this code, we're going to do something very similar. Ask the user for their name. And then, yeah, for, where's my phone? Oh, my phone's gone. All right. So class code for today is 13th March. All right. Okay. Class code for 13th March. What is that? I see an animation. I see an ad. Okay.
Where's the closing button?
That is so funny.
Oh.
All right. Why is it showing Universal Studios? Are you sure this is a private incognito window?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's just a generic one that it shows to everyone. Okay. All right. So
Try opening a new browser or
That's
something.
you can't get rid
or
of
like a
that
new window.
ad at all. Okay.
I'll just try another
Oh,
again.
good. Now close the ad. Close C++ and close the ad. Excellent.
Oh, I closed the whole tab. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. But you know,
Oops. Hold on, let me
get to the
try
same
again.
place and get to close the ad and close the blue part. And then we'll say today's code. And in this code, we're going to ask the user for their name and then replace all the vowels in the name with.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find
Sure,
it.
no worries. Take your time.
Sorry.
Aiden, are you better? Your pneumonia, is it better?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you were talking to me. I was coughing. I mean, my fever is gone, but my voice is fully lost. I am coughing so much.
I see.
I don't
Well,
know
you
if you
should be
can hear
better
it in my
next
voice,
time, next
actually.
week. Yeah, you
Can
should be better next week.
Yeah. Can you hear it in my voice right now?
I can hear your voice, yeah.
No, can you hear the pneumonia in my voice?
Well, you sound a little feeble and weak, but then I can't hear any pneumonia.
Yeah, well, that's. Oh,
And now maybe I can hear the coughing. We just
Yeah.
get better. Next week you can code, okay? I think. You should-
I really hope I feel better. I would love to code. It's been too long.
Yeah. No worries. You'll get better by then. All right. So in this code, line 2, in this code, we will ask the user for their name. We will change all the vowels in it to random new vowels. Yeah. And greet them with their mangled name Okay, that's it. All right. And we'll put an example transaction, right? On the next line, say example. And on the next line, say, what is your name, sir? Or what is your name? Just say, what is your name? Yeah. What is your name? Question mark. That's what capital W is what we use. Yeah. That's what you're going to print. Capital W.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. All right. On the next line, you're going to say, let's say, Raphael. Okay. He's got lots of vowels, right? Say Raphael. Okay. On the next line, you're going to say, hello, Ru. Change all the vowels to random ones other than AE, right? Ru, F, I, Y, Rufiel. All right. Hello, Rufiel. How are you? All right. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. And you see how much we had to do a little bit of thinking and we're fiddling around to find an alternative, but we'll just have a program, do it automatically for everyone. Okay, that's all we're going to do. And the idea here is that we make sure that we are, going to change things, but we'll stick within the bounds of our vector or string or whatever it is. In this case, it's going to be a string, but it's the same for vectors too. It's a vector of characters, a vector of integers. If you access things, or a vector of pet objects, as long as you access things within the indexes that are in the vector, right? Let's say a vector of size 5, you can only access 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, vector 5 is not accessible. That doesn't belong to you. Only 5 elements, 0 to 4, they're accessible, right? That's very important. And I think that is probably a very good chunk of Quest 6 students who get bitten by out of bounds access. Basically, not any complicated pointer logic going awry, but essentially just a vector. Then there's a counter or a variable that's going past the end, or before the beginning or something like that, and it's throwing the program into the wildies. Okay, and it's getting killed. It gets killed when for illegal access. Okay, so that's what it's going to do. All right, so let's do our hash include. Thank you. Yeah. All right, and then what else? We don't need a string yet. Okay, a string. We don't need a string or anything. Let's just say using it's a blank line and then using namespace. I think that's all we need. Well, we will need std. No, I think rand is available in general. That's fine. Okay, all right. But let's do our main. Okay, let's do our main method. Int main. Yeah, open close, open parentheses, close parentheses. Yeah, space. A curly brace. Yeah, all right. Now let's call srand because we're going to be using rand. So srand, open parentheses, unsigned within parentheses of its own. Parentheses unsigned. Yeah, and the closing parentheses should. There you go. Get rid. Yeah, right. Space time null pointer. Time and the parameter to time is null pointer.
Wait, inside or outside?
That's right. That's right. Space time. And then parameter to time is null pointer. Yeah, right. Semicolon at the end. Close parentheses, semicolon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enter. All right. Now, say string space original name. Okay, a string space name. Saying string space name. Okay, a semicolon. All right. Now you can do your prompt and ask the user, "Hello, what is your name?" Right? See out. Left shift. Hello, what is your name? Name, question mark, space. No, question mark, space, no endl, right? No endl, right? Semicolon.
No endl, right.
Yeah, semicolon. Right, now you can do your cn into name. In fact, what you can do is get line into name, right? Get line cn. No. Get rid of line.
The Wi-Fi is cutting out a little.
Get line. Yeah, open parentheses. Yeah, and then cn comma name. Okay, so that when that completes, name will have the whatever the user typed in. Okay, semicolon at the end, semicolon at the end. Yeah, all right, enter. Right, and you can say string space mangled underscore name. Okay, we'll call mangled underscore name equals mangle underscore name. No, not mangled. Okay, this time it's mangle, right? You're going to write a function, right? Open parentheses name. Okay, and then semicolon at the end. All right, and then you can say cout hello, space. Yeah, and then left shift after the, yeah, left shift.
You need a comma
Mangled
after
name.
hello for that?
Hmm?
Like grammatically, do you need a comma? Is it like hello, comma name?
I've seen hello, yeah, let's say, hello Tristan, or hello Agnes. No, I don't know. I don't think you need a comma after hello.
You could do either. It doesn't matter. Both
Yeah.
work.
Okay. All right. Hello. And then I think you had an exclamation mark on the other side and then put an endl at the end too, right? No, not there, not there. Exclamation mark after the name, after the mangled name, after mangled name.
Yeah.
And then an endl and an endl also. Okay. All right. Now get rid of and enter, return zero there. Okay. Now let's write the function mangled name. Okay. So go above main. Yeah. All right. So say a string space mangle name, string space mangle name, mangle name. That's the name of the function.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And the parameter is going to be, we'll call it string name. All right. So a space curly brace at the end.
Could we
Yeah. All right.
pass by reference, Professor? Reference, pass by reference, and
you can
make
pass it by reference and make it const too,
Yeah.
right? So make that const string name, and then you can pass it by reference const, and then put an ampersand in front of name. But in this case, I don't think it matters a lot because a string is probably the same number. No, not there. Const.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
put a name, yeah.
and name, right? Because a reference is going to pass the address of it. Well, maybe a string will pass a copy and it's a long name. Okay. All right. Okay. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. All right. Then you need a pass a reference because you don't want a big name to copy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. So, let's put a comment on, go to line 13 and hit enter. Go to line 13, hit enter. Right. So here you're going to say this function will return a name which is the same as the one that is passed in, except that all the vowels are changed to random ones. Okay. All right. So inside, on 17, so say a string space vowels equals, and we'll also say y is a vowel. Okay. Right. So no, let's say y is not a vowel. All right. Okay.
It's not a vowel.
Yeah. You want to do uppercase the two? That's fine. No, y is not a vowel. Okay. So
Okay.
all right. Okay. Put quotes on both sides. No, it's got a string. It's a string.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, semicolon at the end.
Probably qualify it as a const as well.
Yeah, you can make it a const. Okay, const string vowels. Thank you. Was it Rahul?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Okay, const string vowels. All right. In that case, make it uppercase vowels. Okay, because it's a const, make it uppercase, all uppercase. Not there. The variable, because it's not a variable anymore. It's a constant.
Wait, where? What?
Const string vowels should be all uppercase.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, so on enter. Okay. You need one more. Go to line 18 and say string space result equals empty string. Okay, empty string. No, empty, 2 double quotes.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just thinking, instead of doing this, why don't we just take the original string and change it by reference? And that will be a whole lot easier, isn't it? Okay, so we'll put it in a to-do because it's cleaner and easier and faster for you to do it. I'm going to leave that as an exercise, right? Go to line 15. Enter. To do. All right, colon. All right, do this and share in the forums. Okay, do this and share in the forums. On the next line, you're going to say, right? Have name passed in by reference. Have name passed in by reference. okay, but not const, okay, not const. Not const, okay, enter. All right, no, you're going to continue that comment, continue that line, right? But not const. Change it in place, okay? Change the original string in place. Meaning that, you know, I give you a string, you change that string, you're not going to create a new string and return it to me, okay? And that code will be simpler and easier to do. So therefore, it is for your homework or extra credit or something like that, okay?
Do you return void then?
Yeah, you can make it return a void, but instead you can actually make it return a string so that it can function in both contexts. You can actually say, give me that, or you can actually see out that. If you made it return a void, you have to do a call and then a see out should be a separate statement. Yes?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
So if you said, if it's a void, then suppose you want to mangle a name and then print it out. You can say see out, left shift, mangled name. You got to say mangled name, semicolon, and then see out whatever that return or whatever the original was. Yeah. So instead of saying that, so that's why if it's, you know, no cost, you might as well return the actual string. All right. Okay. So string result, and then I'm going to do it my way, and then you're going to do it the simpler and easier way and share it in the forums. Okay. So enter. Now you can say for size t, I equals 0, I less than name. No, for open parentheses. Yeah. Size t, I equals 0, I equals 0, I space on both sides of the equals. Nicer. Yeah. Okay. Semicolon, I less than name dot length. I is less than name dot length. Name dot length. I plus plus. Semicolon I plus plus. Semicolon I plus plus. Yeah. All right. No. All right. So close it. All right. And then space curly brace. Right. Yeah. Right here, you're going to say if.
Sorry, you're frozen.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Open parentheses. Right. You're going to say is underscore vowel. Okay. Is underscore vowel. I don't know if there's a function called is underscore vowel, but we'll write it. Okay. If necessary. Right. Yeah. Right. And square bracket. Oh, open parentheses. Okay. Name square bracket I. Okay, and by the way, on the previous line, name.length should be name.length is a function, or it's a method, not a property, right? After dot length, you need open close. There you go, open close. All right. So if is vowel name square bracket I, all right, enter. No, not so many. Sorry, previous line tab in. You're going to say result equals result plus equals one sec, okay? Oh no, result square bracket I. Oh no, hang on. You can't say result square bracket I unless you do. No, one sec, okay? Instead of saying result equals double quotes, say result equal name. Okay, result equals name on line 21. On line 21.
Sorry.
Line 21, when you say result equals blank string, say result equals name. Okay, so you're taking a whole copy and then we're going to change it. Okay, so if it's a vowel, you're going to change it. Otherwise, you're going to leave it alone. Okay, if it's a vowel, result square bracket I equals. Oh, I see. You have uppercase and lowercase. All right, you're going to say vowels. All right, we're going to change things a little bit here. Okay, make your vowels, make it all lowercase or make it all uppercase. No, make it all lowercase. Okay, that is fine. Okay, result square bracket I equals vowels square bracket. Okay, I can say rand open close, right, space percent vowels dot length, right? A space before the vowels dot length, and length is a method. Okay, and you don't need curly braces for the for. You can get rid of the curly braces for the for. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now you can just yeah return result at the end. Yeah. Back. Okay. Return result. Now let's put some comments here for you to semicolon. Get in the practice of putting it. Yeah, and put a blank line before the return result so that it's on a separate line. And you need a semicolon after the result equals result. Yeah, at the end of that line. Okay, good. All right. Now, you're going to refactor this and make it simpler and better and easier. Improve this method, right? So go to line 18 and hit enter. Go to line 18 and hit enter. All right. Discuss as many ways as possible of rewriting the following method. Rewriting / improving. And possibly improving, right? Because you can rewrite it without improvement. That is fine too, right? In the forums, okay? Improving the following method in the forums. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you just and so Mangle name. Now I think if we run it, it'll ask you for your name. And then it will change your name and give you a new name. Okay. Oh no, we didn't. No. We didn't write is vowel. Okay, that function called is vowel. We need to write is vowel, right? So go to line 13 and hit enter. Go to line 13. No, it has to be before the method where you call it. Okay. Go to line 13, hit enter. Yeah, one more. Yeah, bool is vowel. Bool space is vowel, and char c space c. Yeah. Okay. Right. And yeah. Right now, here's what we're going to do. Right. Say char. Yeah. Type char space. Say ch equals ch equals two lower TOLOWER. So can someone do a quick Google of what is the two lower, two underscore lower, or two lower, right? Yeah. No, not TWO, TO. Two lower.
Oh, to lower, sorry.
Yeah. All right. And then open parentheses, C, open and close parentheses. Right. Semicolon at the end. Right. And semicolon at the end. Right. Now say on the next line, you're going to say blank line one more time. Blank line. All right. So say return. Right. And then open parentheses. Right. Say, here's what we'll do. Change the C to a CH and CH to a C, because we're going to use this one a lot of times. Yeah. And then,
we don't put an underscore for two lower.
Oh, okay. Good. No underscore. Thank you. Was that Raphael?
It was me.
Who was it? Jesse. Thank you. Hey, no space. No space. No two space lower. Okay. And then char CH, parameter. Okay. Right. So here you're going to say return. Yeah. Return C double equals A. A within single quotes. A within single quotes. And space. No, single quotes, not double quotes. Yeah. And space. And then two vertical bars. That's the or sign. All right. EIOU is the same thing. You can copy that thing and no. Copy that C double equals A. You need that for all the other things too. AEIOU. No. It has to be C equals.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's important because this is the kind of thing that will result in the vector errors and things like that. So it's important to get all of that right. Yeah. AEIOU, right? Yeah, that's it. All right. And now that's it. And no, and then you can just return that. And that it tells you if it's a vowel or not. That's all, right? And it's to lower. Okay. Oh, for to lower, you need one more include file. After hash include IOStream, hash include CC type. Yeah, close. Yeah. Right. Now, if you run this, I'm pretty sure it should work. Okay. Unless there's a simple compiler error of some kind. Oh, all right. Okay. How about we type Raphael? Hey, Raphael. Well, you know what? The funny thing was, it does return the identity vowel too, right? So it returns a random vowel, but it could be the same one. So you can maybe, when you improve the function, you can say, well, a different vowel, but you know, a random vowel, but not the same. You can make sure it's always different, right? It's not simple. It's, you know, you got to do a little bit of thinking there, but you can do that too, right? Try someone else's name. Try someone else's name. Try Jesse. I'm pretty sure he's got a lot of vowels. All right. Hey, Juzia, good to meet you. All right. Oh, try this. Okay, try this. Okay, run one more time. And we'll try Slytherin. Except we'll type it S. No E. Slytherin. Instead of the I'll use SLYTHY. SLY. No I's at all. Let's not use vowels. SLYTHRYN. Slytherin. Okay, so all right. Let's see. Hey, no changes. Okay, he's trying to come up with names and words where, you know, that'll escape your program. But it's a, you know, nice little fun program, but it's useful for you to learn how to step within the bounds. Now let's do one thing here to force an error. Okay, force an error so that you know what kind of error that you run into. No, where's that mangle name function? Right. So where you have I less than name.length, make that I less than or equal to name.length. Okay. Now, if you run this now, it'll actually crash. It should crash. Okay. Yeah, type Agnes or something like that. Oh, it actually worked. It worked. Well, you know what? Basically, because it's just writing into some memory, which probably still is within your segment. Let's do this, okay? Yeah, instead of result square bracket I, no, but change that less than or equal to back to less than, so that, yeah, right? Instead of result square bracket I, say result square bracket I plus 1000, okay? Some random location in memory. You're writing into some memory that doesn't belong to you, okay? So this should hopefully cause a crash.
Professor, is the strings null terminated in this case? Like, is that?
Yeah, they are null terminated, but it's
so
not.
If we go to the name length, we should be still like, it should still be like well defined, right? Because it's just pointing to the null.
I'm sorry, which one?
Like,
I see. You mean on the length character, it should be pointing to the null. But
yeah, so it still probably won't crash.
Yes, it won't crash. But this will crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Was that Rahul?
Yeah.
Right. I couldn't tell, you know, exactly who, because it doesn't light up at the same time. Thank you. Yeah, I have to go by the voice. Yes, thank you. That's why it didn't. It's saying, you know, you should also, these are things that are worthy of getting points and extra credit, or, you know, more participation points. It's saying, hey, in class, it should have crashed. The prof said it should have crashed, but it didn't crash. Why? It's because the last character is a null. It's because it's not, you know, it is not straightforward. But, you know, Rahul brought it up so that, you know, we talked about it. But if he hadn't brought it up and you'd been pondering, why didn't it crash? And then you came across this reason. Say, hey, there's a null character at the end. That's why it didn't crash. It's actually worthy of talking in the forum. It's one paragraph at least, saying, hey, because it comes from C++, you know, it's a /0 at the end and all these things. Very nice to talk about, okay? Those are the kinds of posts that I actually like. I made a point last class also, right? When you make a post, it should not be like a, you know, high school level post. Saying, well, it's a summary of this topic and so on and so forth. They don't actually get a lot of points. But something that actually dives right into the meat of what we're trying to talk about, you know, developing that or ideas. Hey, you know, that's why it didn't crash, because it's a null character. Those are the kinds of things that actually demonstrate real engagement with the subject, that you are interested in the subject, whether I'm there or not, right? Whether I'm teaching it or not, whether you know, doesn't matter, because you're interested in this and you're trying to experiment and find out yourself. That is absolutely awesome. Okay, so thank you very much. But if you run this now, I'm pretty sure you'll have a crash. Okay, Rahul. Okay, enter. All right, it worked. But all right, instead of I plus 1000, which is probably in your segment, say I plus a million. Okay. I'll just say, result I plus a million. Okay, well, yeah, lots and lots of space. All right, run now. I'm pretty sure this should crash.
We go out, Professor. If we go out of the page that is 4096, then it will crash for sure.
Oh, is it outside this entire page? 4096, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
plus
Add
4096.
4096. What Sumit is saying is we just need to go out of this page, 4996. Is that the size of one page of memory?
Yeah.
And that's enough to flag the yeah, just make that 10 million to 4096. Okay. And that also is worthy of a discussion in the forum, saying why 4096, the history of these things. Yeah. All right. Okay. But actually,
16K.
they did say the program finished with exit code 139.
31.
Is that an error?
Yeah,
The
this
end of
looks
main,
like.
do you have return 0? Do you have return 0 in main?
Yeah.
Oh yes, that means it actually crashed, and then online GDB has intercepted the crash and saying the exit code is 139. If you run it on your own machine, I'm pretty sure it'll crash. Okay, because that exit code is not what you're giving. You're exiting with 0, but that's exiting with a code of 139. That means there's an error of some kind that's happened, but online GDB is not showing you the error. It's just showing the exit code. Okay, but you should try it out on your own machine, like Rafael or someone on a Linux terminal. You just run it and try and get an error. But that is the kind of error that I catch on the questing system. And saying if you try and write outside of the memory allocated to you, that will instantly kill your program. And you get a message, right? Oh, got terminated because of, because I touched a piece of memory that wasn't mine. I got terminated. Okay, you got killed. So you get lots and lots of these messages. Starting from Quest 6 onwards, it'll happen. Even Quest 5, because you're doing string manipulation, it will start happening more and more. You'll get used to it, okay? Yeah, and the first couple of times it'll look, because it says kill and all, okay, very violent language. It'll look very scary, but once you get killed a few times, then there's no problem dying because you always keep coming back, right? So you just need to face it a few times and you'll be fine, okay? So I hope this was useful. We actually touched upon a couple of different things. And also left you with a bunch of things that you can develop on your own and share. For example, that Dead Ringer game, develop lots and lots of different versions. Now you got all the time until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the last week of lectures. Again, we'll do something like this, okay? We'll pick up something that everybody wants to code and, people are unsure of, or early quests or whatever it is. And we'll run into, and do a little problem based on that. Even if it's, using objects and classes, pointers, whatever it is, come with lots and lots of questions. This week, because, the week after that's your finals, I hope that you will already start reviewing all the material for the final. Make a little notebook or some scratch paper on which you're making a note of all the things that you're unsure about. Okay, pointers, ternary operator, whatever it is. Make a huge list and then you can chop it out and say, all right, of this big list, these 2 topics are the most problematic for me. So everybody come with 1 or 2 topics that they want to review in class. And you don't have to do all your topics because chances are someone else would have got something you missed. Okay, so everybody gets 1 topic, let's say, right? Make a list of all your topics, pick 1 and say this is what we want to play with. Okay, and then we'll do all of these things. Okay, as many as possible anyway. Over the next 2 lectures, we will code something that involves the concepts that is confusing to 1 or more students. And then we'll make sure that at the end of next week, all of you are feeling quite comfortable and confident to face the final exam. How about that? Yeah. I think we covered all of the topics in the syllabus and in the requirements in the CID for this class. So the next week is really just going to be review and up to you guys to come back to me either during class or before that to say, hey, you can send me email to before class. Then can we do a review of this topic next class? That is fine. Okay. And I'll just do a review of that topic for, problems with that, live coding, whatever it is, we can do that. Actually, Varsha got a chance to code today, Jesse and Agnes. That is pretty cool. Okay, so hopefully 3 more people can code today. Agnes, was this useful? I know, it's just warm up for you because you came back, but great. Okay, so excellent. I'm very happy to see all of you, all the regulars anyway, in class. So I look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday when we will try and develop, either this program or a brand new one, and play with it. Okay. And in the meanwhile, I want to see some, more versions of Dead Ringer and things like that in the forums. Okay. So thank you all very much for your patience and sticking around past the end of class. So now I will see you on Tuesday. Okay. So I'll stick around until the last of you was gone. If you have any questions, stick around so you can ask me.
Professor, I have one question.
Sure. Go ahead, Rahul.
Yeah, so like I see in the text and like a lot of other places the use of iterator. Like, I mean, in the code that we do in class, we are using like very simple like C style for loops, right?
For vectors, you mean for vectors?
For vectors, yeah.
Yeah, for vectors, I strongly recommend just use size ti. Yeah, because iterators, unless they're getting optimized into just direct indexes, will actually make it slower. Because iterating is actually going through a method to essentially get to the address or the index anyway. For vectors, I think iterating using the size t index is actually the fastest. Vectors and arrays. Once you get to lists, well, you don't have a choice. You have to use the iterator, right? Because you can otherwise, yeah, I think from lists onwards, iterators are good.
Okay, so the rule of thumb is that you, for simpler structures like you said, vectors and arrays, we use a simpler, like just a straightforward C style.
Yeah, yeah. Also,
then-
if you look at the loop, the for loops and the while loops with the index, it's a whole lot more readable than using iterators for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's. I mean, especially from my background, like it's definitely.
Yeah. No, even if you've been programming in C++ for a while, just the syntax of vectors is a lot easier for, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
Question regarding, Professor, I had a question regarding what Rahul just asked. I had a question regarding what Rahul just asked. Let's say if we were to use the kind of primitives that we use in our code, meaning we get the next and then use that to iterate instead of using a real iterator, then we avoid doing a function call. Is that correct? Because
I'm sorry, if you use next, you mean?
yeah, for lists and all, if we just fetch the pointer and then access through the pointer, is that better than accessing through the iterator, even for non-contiguous data
You
structures
mean
like lists?
fetch the pointer to a vector?
Let's say we have a linked list where we commonly use an iterator. So in that case,
I see. Fetch the pointer to the thing and then actually say arrow next instead of using yeah. Technically dot begin is actually a pointer, but the thing is, we don't want to use that as a pointer, essentially because it breaks the object orientedness. It kind of forces the developer to say, all right, it has to return a pointer. But technically, it should be opaque and it is just an object. It doesn't have to be a pointer. They could basically say, some random thing, and internally they could do the thing. So I think we'll be breaking that. Yeah. And plus, if you use, you've got the pointer and say dot next and so on, you need to know the internals of the list. Maybe it's not even called dot next. Yeah. Yeah. Good question. Agnes, you got a question too?
Yeah, I was just asking because I missed like Tuesday's class and you mentioned that.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, I got a message from one of your advisors or something. Yeah. So you just
my boss
send me a
probably.
reminder, right? When you complete the quest, it's overdue. Just send me an email saying, hey.
Yeah, I've completed it already now.
Yeah, it's just send me an email so I'll remember. Saying I did it. Can you please credit it to me and I'll take care of that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. What yeah, is everybody else okay? Rahul, you got another question? I can't hear you.
I muted myself. Sorry, I just had a logistical question. So I actually was trying to enroll for CS2B and I think I was on waitlist. So I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, anyone who's done 2A, finished all the blue quests, it doesn't matter if it's full or whatever, right? Just ask for an ad code at the right time, you'll get one.
Okay, so I'll just email you when the time comes and all right. Okay. Thank you so much.
No worries.
All right, thank you.
Okay, my quick thing was I figured out the bug that we were dealing with in class. I can share my screen briefly. Remember when you let us code on our own for a second or something? Yeah, so basically what happened was we were using the substring that you said to use.
Except and you were only using 20 instead of the maximum length.
Actually, this is the working code. So like right now it actually works properly. What we were doing before is we were doing index comma index plus 20. And the reason why
I see.
Yeah, so what we were doing that is because the example that ChatGPT gave us was for hello and it was saying 0, 5. So we thought it was like
Starting index and ending index.
Yeah, starting and ending. So we did index, comma, index plus 20.
Ah.
And I didn't realize until re-ChatGPTing it that it was like it's meant to be the length. Like
I
start
see,
here
okay.
and this is how long it goes. Not
I
start
see.
here and then yeah.
That's cool. That is
Yes.
cool. But this is
Uh,
the animation I meant in your, regard to your question in the forum. It's much smoother this way, isn't it? One character at a time.
Yeah, I think it was because I was sort of thinking like conceptually, and I had begun to almost group the numbers in my head as like that's one unit, that's one
Yeah.
unit, that's one unit. And I almost couldn't take like a step back and realize that that's like multiple characters, but one unit in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? Frog.
It'll be, in fact, the animation will be much more jerkier if the numbers were like, big numbers, like 5-digit numbers and so on. It'll look awful. But yeah, now it's pretty cool. I'm glad that got worked out. So you can make a version of the game that actually has a smooth scrolling and everything, and should be fun to play.
Yeah, also sorry I came so late to class, just like the
Okay.
badminton game was extra far away this time. So like I
worries.
ended up coming at like 6:25 or 6:30 or something.
No worries.
I hope that me participating a bunch helped redeem it a little bit.
I see. That's good to know.
Yeah, all right. Adios.
Yeah, all right. See you on
Bye.
Tuesday.
Adios. Yeah, see you then.
Bye.
Bye.